Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatim Uttama Shloke Bhaktira Bhavati Naishtaki. Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. So we're reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 3rd canto, 24th chapter, titled as Renunciation of Kardama Muni. In this shloka, Kardama Muni is guiding Devhuti how to progress in the spiritual life. As we learned yesterday in the previous shloka, Kardama Muni fulfilled the desire of Devhuti, not only materially but also spiritually. Materially, Kardama Muni gave Devhuti the beautiful, wonderful flying mansion, 9 daughters, a healthy life. But Devhuti was lamenting that she did not worry about the spiritual life while aiming for the material sense gratification. So she requested Kardama Muni to guide her on the path of spirituality. So Kardama Muni advised Devhuti how to progress in the spiritual life. So in the yesterday's shloka we learned Kardama Muni recommended that one should worship the Lord with great faith through sense control, by religious observances, austerities, and giving charity. Dhruta vratasi bhadram te damena niyamena cha tapo dravinam danascha shraddhaya cheshwaram bhajaha. So with the Shraddha, one should worship Ishvara, Parama Krishna, Satchitananda Vigraha, Nadiradir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam. At the same time, one should have Dhrutavrata, means one should be very determined. And Damena Niyamena Cha, by controlling the senses, by following the rules and regulations, with Tapaha Dravinam Danascha, with austerity and giving charity. Further, Kardama Muni is guiding Devahuti. Kardama Muni says, Swatayarita Shuklo Vitanvana Mamakam Yashaha Chetate Hridaya Granthim Audaryo Brahma Bhavana Satvayarhadita Shuklo Vitavan Mamakam Yasha Chetate Hridaya Granthim Audaryo Brahma Bhavana. So Kardama Muni is saying that Sahatvaya Arhadita Shukla. Shukla is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Kardama Muni is saying that when you will worship Arhadita, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shukla, Vitanvan Mamakam Yashaha. Chetate Hridaya Granthim Audarya Brahma Bhavana. So Hridaya Granthim, Cheta means cutting and Hridaya Granthim means the knot of the heart. So Kardama Muni is saying that when you will worship Supreme Personality of Godhead faithfully, then the attachment for the material things, Hridaya Granthim, attachment for the material things will be cut. And Audarya Brahma Bhavana. And Lord will appear as your son and give you the teachings of Bhakti Yoga. So here Kardama Muni is blessing Devahuti, the Supreme Personality of Godhead being worshipped by you will spread my name and fame. He will vanquish the knot of your heart by becoming your son and teaching knowledge of Brahman. In purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead comes to disseminate the spiritual knowledge for the benefit of all people, he generally descends as the son of a devotee, being pleased by devotees' devotional service. So, whenever Lord comes, he comes as a son of some devotee. Like Lord Ramchandra ji came as a son of Dashrath Maharaj. Lord Krishna came as son of Vasudeva and Devaki. Similarly, here Lord himself is going to appear as a Lord Kapila Dev, as a son of Devahuti and Kardama Muni. And Lord comes as a son so that he can please the devotee, and he is satisfied by he selects a particular devotee because he is satisfied by their devotional service. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the father of everyone. Therefore, no one is his father, but by his inconceivable energy, he accepts some of the devotees as his parents and descendants. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Aham bija pradhapita. I am the father of everything. Aham mata, aham data, aham pita. Krishna is everything. But out of his causeless mercy to please some of his devotees, he accepts them as their parents. It is explained here that the spiritual knowledge vanquishes the knot of heart. The matter and spirit are knotted by false ego. And this identification of oneself with matter is called as Hridaya Granthi, which exists for all the conditional souls, and it becomes more and more tightened when there is too much affection for sex life. The explanation was given by Lord Rishabha to his son that this material world is an atmosphere attraction between male and female. That attraction takes the shape of a knot in the heart, and by material affection becomes still more tightened. So here the definition of that knot of the heart is mentioned. That what is that knot of heart? Hridaya Granthi. That Hridaya Granthi, knot of the heart, it starts with identification of oneself with the body. As soon as one starts thinking that I am this Sharira, I am this Deha, the Hridaya Granthi starts. And that becomes more tightened when there is attraction between the two genders. And then, as long as one has this desire of sense gratification, the Hridaya Granthi remains very tight. And this becomes the cause of repeated birth and death. Punarapi Janma, Punarapi Marana. One has to take birth again and again because of this strong attachment to the body and strong desire to have sense gratification. So here, the example of Rishabhadev is mentioned. Rishabhadev is the first Tirthankar of Jaina Sampradaya. However, Rishabhadev is the incarnation of Lord Krishna himself. So everything comes from Krishna. So here, example is given that this knot becomes tight when there is more attachment to the bodily things, bodily relations. For the people who anchor after material possessions, society, friendship and love, this knot of affection becomes very, very strong. So when we deal with the people around us as a family, as a society, as a nation, rather than thinking them as your own possessions, you think that they are Krishna's representative. And when one serves the society, community, nation, family as a service to Krishna, then this knot is destroyed. But when you have the same people, same community around you, but think that they are yours, the knot becomes very strong. Further, Srila Prabhupada says, it is by Brahma Bhavana, the instruction by which spiritual knowledge is enhanced, that this knot in the heart is cut into pieces. So, how do you cut it in pieces? By Brahma Bhavana. What is Brahma Bhavana? Which is the instruction by Supreme Personality of Godhead, which are mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, teachings of Kapila. No material weapon is needed to cut the knot, but requires a bona fide spiritual instruction. So, when you hear from a qualified, bona fide teacher, that knot becomes cut or loosened. But as long as your instructor is materialistic, your knot will become very hard. Kardama Muni instructed his wife Devoti that the Lord would appear as his son, as her son, and disseminate the spiritual knowledge to cut the knot of material affection. So, instruction by Kapila Muni, Kapila Dev, will help her to cut the knot of the heart of material affection. So, here Kardama Muni is blessing Devoti that Lord would appear as her son, as a Kapila Dev. And with the instruction of Kapila Dev, Devahoti would be able to detach herself from material attachments and progress on the path of bhakti. So all the instructions by Lord in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Bhagavad Gita, all these instructions are there to cut the knot of the heart. Hridaya granthim, chetate hridaya granthim, audaryo brahma bhavana. So that is possible only with following the instructions of Lord in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. We'll pause here. We'll continue our study of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam tomorrow. Randraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Premanande.